Okay, so once again, it is that time of the week again already. Does come around very quick. It is show number 35, which is crazy. Today, going to be painting some handgunners for the Bitzbox City. So here they are, just undercoated in grey primer. I think it's 10 of them. So yeah, I'm not even sure what colour scheme I'm going to go for, so maybe red and white as it's Bitzbox, but maybe get some green in there as well. Harry says, yeah, just in time. Hi lovers. And Crime Index is here as well. Hello. Hope you guys are well. Thank you for joining me once again. Got a few things to show off that I've been working on recently as well, so I'll show them off once we get a few more people in. Any suggestions for colour scheme for these, then do shout out. But I can't remember colour, because Wayne's done the Stormcast for them, and they're not strictly red and white. I may have to just have a quick look at what he's done. There's a way to get pictures up on your conversations, isn't there? Yeah, a little while ago now. So I think you might use some black or some silver or something. That Wargamer's here, even and all. Sorry, bear with. Harry says red and brown leather. Well, as in red uniform and brown leather areas, or like a... Yeah, I think some brown's got to go in there, hasn't it? Oh, I got scrolled back for a while here. Peter Nicholas says, guess who? I guess Peter Nicholas. Hello, thanks for joining. Don't worry, I'm not being antisocial, I'm just trying to find a colour scheme up so we can get on with painting. Of course, I could do this before the show and be organised, but no. So yeah, I'm painting some handgunners for the Bitzbox C, which we're kind of doing that. Here we go. Yeah, so he's done the Stormcast in silver, but they have like red and gold on them. I can show you guys a picture. Camera's best. So that's how he's done the Stormcast. I think that's pretty cool. We haven't done bases yet. We haven't decided on it. What is a model on the oval base? It's a handgunner with a very, very long rifle. I just thought I'd put it on an oval base. But why not? Harry says reddish leather. I meant since they are no elites. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I was just thinking just a traditional red and white halved or quartered scheme. If that's too boring, I don't know. Yeah, like the Scutari guy, I thought I'd just copy that, because obviously an Age of Sigmar doesn't matter as much. And he just looked a bit silly on a little round base like that, so I thought oval base would be quite cool. And yeah, I did steal the idea from Scutari. So also have a flag as well. I might try and do the Bitzbox logo on there. Might be quite cool. Probably won't get round to doing that in this show, but you never know. I like them. I've also used the Fire Slayer's top thing on my Stormcasters, Ancient Greeks. I'll do all states of them, Spartans, Macedonia, etc. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I like the idea of using that. I even used that on the Empire General for the city as well. Don't need them for my doors because they're chaos. Awesome, that works out really well. So yeah, we'll take some Celestia Grey and just start base coating them. No, he doesn't look too bad. A couple of these, the primer looks really naff. Obviously this time of year, not the best time of year to use spray cans, but I did anyway. Well, the only reason I didn't airbrush it is because I've recently took the airbrush apart for cleaning. And after I did that, I found like a random spring, but I have managed to put it back in now, but just when I primed these, I hadn't had it done by then. But that was a stroke of luck, because had I lost that spring, then my airbrush just wouldn't have worked. All because of a tiny little spring. I'm collecting ideas for a Strachan conversion. I tried using a Blight King as base, but they told me I was modelling for advantage. It depends how sort of much of a size difference is. I'm just painting all these in Celestial Grey. Obviously half of it will be red, but I could literally just paint the whole uniform white and then do sort of thin layers of red over, and that'll sort of give me the highlights and stuff already. That might be an idea, maybe. I'll at least get this grey on. Then I can decide what's going to be what colour. As we have a few people here now, I'll show you some stuff I've been working on, just so you're not sitting me paint grey on grey for half hour. Try putting a spray can in the sink with hot water 10 minutes before you spray. Yeah, I mean, I should do stuff like that. I just any good miniatures of naked muscled guys? What about the... Well, it depends how many you need. Because the guy from Silver Tower's quite good. There is the carrot acolytes, but they might be quite small. I actually have one here. One of the things I'm going to show you guys. Because I've painted this guy for a painting tutorial. And he's okay. Like, I'm not 100% happy with him, but I think I'll put the tutorial out anyway. But yeah, when you see the tutorial for this, don't expect it to be our best one. But and he has a silver little bit on the end there, which is where the paint keeps chipping off. I also repainted that about 2 or 3 times now, and it still just goes back to silver. Yeah, I mean, usually I use airbrush to undercoat during the cold. I was just lazy with that one. But yeah, that's an acolyte. I'm actually in the middle. You can see the light box set up behind me. I'm in the middle of doing a Zangor. Ideally, I'd love to get both videos done by Sunday and then have one on Patreon up early, and then one like just one on YouTube and then one on Patreon for a week before it goes on YouTube. But yeah, I started doing the Zangor. I mean, they're quite muscly as well, but they do have sort of hair on them. Yeah, I'm doing pink Zangors. I'm actually really happy with how this guy's looking so far, and I've only painted the skin. So yeah, they're the next 2 painting tutorials, and then afterwards I'm going to do a custodian, and I'm going to show you them as well. So I've only finished painting one custodian's guard. So the special character guy, I've painted him up. And you might have seen him on my White Dwarf video. I'll show him off briefly. Top tip, if you ever plan on painting this guy, leave the head separate. Because painting that beard was an absolute nightmare. So yeah, leave the head separate if you plan on doing him. I want to do something different on the blade, so I've gone like this blue to purple. This looks okay. They're ugly brutes. I love it. Somehow he is mutated and turned pink. And I'm also just in the middle of doing the Alaris Terminators. I'm actually building some more as well. I've only done the purple on the blade, I haven't done any of the blue yet. So yeah, plenty to get me going, and I'm going to get some bikes at the weekend as well, so next week might be Custodies. But we'll see. And that's basically all I've been painting for the last week. What were we doing last week? We were doing the blight tree and that. He's finished as well. But then he was basically finished, wasn't he? He was basically finished. Keep holding up the wrong way. He was basically finished last week, so I can't believe that. That was a week ago. It feels like ages since I painted this guy. Even though it doesn't feel like that long since I last had a show. It's weird. Anyway, let's get back to painting some of these. Harry says, wow, not bad. Thanks. I'm really happy with how the Custodies are coming out. What's good about Custodians as well is just with a few boxes I'll have a nice sort of big army for them, so yeah, you can see the primer on this one. I don't know if you can see because the camera's crap, but just not quite as smooth as I'd like. But hopefully nice thin layers of paint should sort that out. $20 models for 1,500 point of Custodies, yeah, it sounds about right. I absolutely love the Alaris Terminators, but I'm sure with the Axes they're like, was it 85 points each, I think, or is that just on their own? They're quite expensive. But they have a lot of wounds and a lot of attacks. If you get them into combat, they're quite deadly. I'm actually going to have 5 of them and a Vixilla. Special characters like 250 points. I'd love to try and fit a Land Raider in. I've heard on the grapevine there might be rules coming for the Horus Heresy Custody stuff, and from Forge World. They might be getting some 40k rules, which if true would be amazing, because I love the Dreadnoughts, so I do have one of them. But are they that good in the game? I think the Alaris are. I mean, I've got the Codex if you want some stats. But they have a sort of unit where you've got to get them into combat. Because their shooting's not fantastic. It's alright. Yeah, Alaris. Weapon skill and ballistic skill are 2+. Which I think most Custodians have, which is brilliant. Strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds each, 4 attacks each, 2+ save, 5+ invuln, and obviously if you take them in the Custodies sort of detachment, I think that gets increased to a 4+. So not to be sniffed at. The axe, the shooting attack from the axe is the same as a Guardian Spear, which is basically a bolt gun that does damage 2. Quite nice. And in melee it's +3 strength, -2 AP and D3 damage. So that means they're hitting strength 8 with 4 attacks, -2 AP. I think that's pretty good. And of course you can have the Guardian Spear as well, which makes you strength 6 and it's -3 AP. But I feel like the strength 8's good for you to kill some small tanks and stuff. Because one thing the Custodians do lack is sort of long-range anti-tank firepower. You can obviously get it with a Land Raider. The jet bikes do have some good anti-vehicle missiles though. They've basically got melter guns. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, they have melter missiles, which I think are essentially the same stats as a melter gun. I'm not 100% sure. That's the only thing I don't like about such a drastic addition change. It's because most weapon profiles, especially Space Marine or Imperium ones, you know, I've had them memorised for years. now all these new ones, it's all like just learning again from scratch. But I think when it comes to custodians, you don't really want to bother with the troop choices. You just want to build like an army of elites or fast attack or something. And of course you can have a Vexilla as well, which can boost your units, give them a little buff. Oh, jet bikes are amazing, I can't wait to get them. I was actually talking to Jab about them because I think he's building them for our local store. And he's saying it's the same sprue, so you get three of the same sprue, he was saying. Or they're very similar at least. Had to pause your review on them. Was that just so you could look at them? Yeah, I've got a white dwarf here as well. If you haven't seen the video going through that, it's not a bad one. There's so many releases. But what I think's weird is at the end of it, you just have these 2 start collecting boxes. Well, I was thinking you could really just push a release, one of these releases back to that week. Ooh, we're getting there. I think only one coat of this is needed because it's only going to be showing up in the recesses when it's done. So obviously, when you do a thin coat of recesses, normally get the best coverage. It was a bit annoying that the White Dwarf came on the Wednesday because obviously we'd already had the conversion video put out, so I ended up having two videos go on the channel yesterday. Whereas they used to come on the Mondays, then I could do a video on the Monday, then have something else on the Wednesday. But I don't really like to leave it with the White Dwarf videos, I normally get them up straight away. I think the next time a White Dwarf lands on my doormat, I'll have a baby in the house. It's just crazy. Might not be able to get the video up as early then. God, this guy's got a horrible mould line on his leg. I must have missed that one. I think we'll just try and cut that one. Did I have a file somewhere? Oh, it's right there. When I was building these, I noticed there's a lot of mould lines running down the side of them. I thought I got them all. Put a bit on his arm as well. There's a mould line. We have ideas for a name, but it won't be a L'Ariel. But thank you. At the end of the day, I don't get final say. Benny Boy Sutton is here. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're well. So, just painting some handgunners. These are going to be for the Bitzbox City. We don't have a name for the Bitzbox City, I don't think. So, Something we're going to have to come up with. I realise I haven't shared this. I normally share this on our Facebook page. But I haven't done that. I tried to do it earlier and that kept coming up with the title for last week's show. No, it still is. It still actually is. It's not what that's all about. Leave that. We've got the regulars here, that's the main thing. No point posting up on a Facebook page. It's gonna come up with last week's show. I don't know any good anagrams of Bitzbox. Bits. It's hard to have a good anagram when you got two B's, an X, and a Z. Yeah, I don't know what's... I've got the red line on my stream, so I do apologise if it's given people any issues. I don't know why it's doing that. Ah, now it's gone back to green, so might be a slight hiccup. Yeah, where is Madco? I'm sure he's doing fine. I'm sure he's been working hard on his Warlord Titan, which I'm just absolutely itching to see when it's done. Alright, 2 left. I'm sure this is very exciting for you guys just watching me paint light grey on dark grey. It's going to get more exciting when we start adding white to the next. Now the flag's probably going to have to be white as well. That will need a couple of coats, but I'm not really going to worry too much about the flag tonight. Oh, you're giving us, you're expecting too much of us from there, Harry. No idea. We really need to sit down and discuss the aspects of this city. Then maybe, yeah. I mean, that's not a bad shout, really, to sort of come up with sort of where it's located and maybe get a name. What's more associated with its location. That could be an idea. one left. Pittsburgh. It's not actually a bad city name, is it? So I think I'll tell you what I'll do. I will block in the red after I've done this. So I could mix it up. I could quarter the uniform on some, half on some. Probably start with a darker red. And then paint a lighter red on top. Make sure I've got gaps on him. Yeah, the primer's not too great on this guy, but that's fine. A little bit of texture on his clothing. It's not going to hurt anyone. Make sure I've got a nice coat on him now. If you name it that, I want the small house on the edge of town. All of you guys who watch the show can have a little house in our city. It's fine. Could even have models to represent you guys in the army. Now, that's what me, Wayne and Jab want to do as well, do little miniatures to represent ourselves. I think both of them want to be Stormcaster. I was just going to be a little lowly Empire General. Of course, I could be on a Griffin now. That Wargame says yes. God, I'm just going to find horrible mold lines, aren't I? So, this arm's going to be red now, though. Just scrape this a little bit. We'll start with you. We'll start with you, our little musician. Bitzbox. The Borough of Bits. Now we can stick with this brush, that's fine. I'm going to get corn red. Also, the Bitzbox logo has dark red and light red. But the majority of the website's red, isn't it? Just like a lighter red. So with fishing rights. Sure. So I have a couple of the Lake Town houses. They could be part of the city, maybe. Could have a little. Oh, happens, knocking stuff on the floor. Could have a little docks there, couldn't we? Be quite cool. Okay, let's add some colour to the stream. I think with this guy, we're going to go half red straight down the middle. I apologise if the stream's gone a bit funny again. If I was you, I'd get every patron to paint a gunner so you could get a squad of patron gunners. I was planning to do that with some cavalry by commission. My favourite YouTubers paint a model each. That would be quite cool. I don't really like to ask much from our patrons. I'm I prefer to sort of give them stuff. It could be an idea to have them involved somehow. It'd be cool to have a lot of our viewers and patrons and such, and to be a part of this city. That would be quite cool. Definitely got to think of some involvement. And while we're speaking about Patreon, we have another giveaway this month. We are going to give away a Great Unclean one. I think someone requested last week that we should, so yeah, we're going to do it. So anyone who's on the $10 or higher pledge during this month will be in with a chance to win the Great Unclean one. You could send patrons a bunch of bits and have them make a gun and send it back. Yeah, that's not a bad idea either. But cogs are turning on this one. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. Well, I wouldn't do it instead of a bits bag, but I could do it in addition to. Like, Harry said you should really listen to me more often. Yeah. I should. No, I'm thinking, like, send them a bits bag as normal, but then send them a few bits they can make a handgunner with, and if they want to convert it up with bits from their bits bag, they could. And then, they can either keep it, or they can send it back and it can be part of the city officially and it can have a name and stuff. Because a lot of them are overseas, so they might not want to send stuff back. But yeah, I quite like the idea of having that as a little extra. Damn. That'll have to be March's thing now. Because I'm hoping to send all the Patreon rewards away tomorrow and early next week. So I won't get any handgunner stuff in before then. But I really like that idea. That's cool. I'll have to put it up there for our patrons as well. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Oh, excuse me. Actually, I think with this guy, we're going to do a red top and white trousers. Because he's another one where the primer's not very well on his top. So the red should cover it a bit better. I think I have a gunner somewhere. There's no need for me. Keep us updated on the Facebook page. Oh yes, because of course we have our Patreon Facebook group as well. I haven't posted much on there lately, but that could be a good place to have that on as well. Some of the people who are on there who aren't on the pledges on the bits levels, they could still maybe have some stuff if they're up for it. We'll see. Could be an extra little incentive to get people on higher pledges. We've had a few drop off lately, but that's sort of understandable around sort of Christmas time. So now it's all about trying to get people back on or on the higher pledges. I should try and push really the $5 pledge a bit more because it gives you a free shipping voucher for our website, and it costs about $5 for our international customers just to get shipment on one order, so it sort of pays for itself. So, I think I'll have you as well. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, you don't necessarily even have to be a gunner. Could be a state troop or anything really, even a stormcast. I think we're going to use the Hammer Howl. Is it Hammer Howl, where you can basically take everything apart from Seraphon for your city? Because I don't want there to be too many limits on what we can take. I'm thinking, what if I do that and then do sleeves opposite? Okay. Yeah, we've got some state troops as well I need to do at some point. But obviously need more handgunners. They work best in bigger units. I want to do some conversions for some as well. So, you know, if we can do that with patrons as well, get a nice 30-man blob. Are these the old Empire handgunners? These are just the plastic ones. They're out of one of the big Firestorm sets, one of the city sets, whichever one has the handgunners in. I actually prefer the old models. I think they look really nice. I've changed the heads on these, I think. Or at least on some of them. I know this guy's got one from something. It might be one of the, I think it's from one of the guys on the big wagon thing, I think. Really like to get some great swords for the army as well, because I just love the miniatures. I haven't done any on the quarters yet, so I better do a quarter on the next one. that's 4. So looking at the moment. So we'll do quarters on this guy, so Harry says emails out. That's the version of my small city, Bavaria. Cool. So what I'll do is I'll just finish the red on this guy and then we'll check that out. So I did see the stuff you posted on the group earlier as well, which is looking really cool. This guy has a really big bulge. He's packing more than just that handgun. Oh yeah. And I now have to draw a red line right down the centre of it. Okay, so I wasn't sure about the scythe on the Urk Father, but I'm happy now. Well, let's have a look at the stuff. So yeah, I really like these. So these are Bretonians. Yeah, Bretonians. Oh, I wish you could still get them. I like how my stream just goes slow just because I'm saving one image. Let's get that up on the screen then. So, oh, come on, come on screen. So Harry has sent us these lovely looking Bretonians. You got Stormcast in the background as well. Yeah, they're really nice. I love the sort of checks and stuff. There's a lot of time spent on them, I'd imagine. But really nice. Very nice scenery in the background as well. A lot going on in this picture. No, they look really cool. I really like the colours actually. It's quite nice seeing all the different colours. Yeah. Really good work. That banner's really good. A bit more complex than what I plan on doing with this one. No, really nice. Very cool. I see GW are selling these at $15.50. They're better figs than some I got in a starter set when it was Empire and Orcs. Oh, that's going back a bit. Yeah, I can't really remember the... I'm trying to remember the old ones. Were there old plastic ones? Those are the colours of different city banners in Bavaria, Germany. Oh, cool. And Caspian says, what are those? Are they the... it depends what you're talking about. Are you talking about the knights that Harry painted? Because they are from Bretonians, which GW no longer sell, which sucks really. Not as much as it sucks that they don't sell Tomb Kings, but still sucks. I can only hope they'll add something. They'll add some stuff to the Free Guild eventually, which will be sort of more Bretonian-like. Oh yeah, I'm doing Free Guild handguns. Decided to start a Middleheim themed force. Nice. I absolutely love the Free Guild. Really annoyed that they stopped doing the Empire cannon. They still do a Dwarf one, but the Empire one was so much nicer, and it was a lovely kit. Here's my first set of Warhammer. I preferred the Orcs then. So was that one of the main start sets? I think that might have been before. When I started it was Lizardmen and Bretonians. And I think that must have been before then. I get why they don't want to sell any Bretonians anymore. It's too realistic for the AOS theme, but why Tomb Kings? Yeah. Yeah, I get sort of Bretonians being really generic. Just knights, aren't they, really? It's medieval knights. I sort of get that. And I can get them not wanting to sell them because of that. But yeah, Tomb Kings, they're alright, they're Egyptian themed, but they're not an army of mummies. So yeah, and of course that would have made Death have a lot more options, which would have been nice. Yeah, I hope for more Free Guild releases. Hopefully. I wish they were just more readily available on the GW website. Half the time I looked for stuff was out of stock. Ironic, isn't it? Coming from me. But the thing about Pistoliers, you can never get them. I recently sold some cannons and archers and such for a penny. Since then I said I will never sell anything again. Keep it just in case. Yeah. I always find that's the way. If you sell anything in this hobby, eventually, it could be years down the line, but eventually you'll think, oh, I wish I still had them. Which is annoying because I'm selling a lot of shit at the moment. I've currently got some demons up on eBay, which are doing really well. I'm quite surprised. I don't know what's going on there. It's a shame. I thought eBay were keen on Free Guild at the moment. Yeah, I'll have to look on eBay. Okay. These definitely look a lot better once I start adding the... So I start adding some other... the highlights and stuff. I'm happy because tomorrow I wait for a GW Ghost from 1987. Looks like a Banshee, still in blister. Nice. I've actually still got... I've got some Praetorian Guard stuff that's still in blisters. I've got loads of Praetorian Guards actually, it's probably worth a pretty penny. But I'll never want to get rid of them. I did buy a while ago, I don't know where he is. I'll have to put him up somewhere. But I have one of the, I'm sure it's a Games Day miniature. He's still on the blister somewhere. Yeah, he's around here somewhere. Obviously, once you tidy up, you can never find anything. Not that it's tidy here, but it was once. Yeah, he's around here somewhere. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry, bear with. So I better put some sound on here because sorry. I always feel bad like just trying to answer messages and stuff, but sometimes they can't always wait. So we've got 3 left. We'll quarter this guy. It's nice at this stage where I don't have to be too neat. You use Praetorians in Shadow War, don't you? Yeah. I've probably got enough for a small 40k force now. But yeah. They're definitely quite easy to use in Shadow War with the amount I've got. Got my little Praetorian Ogrins. Which I actually got them off eBay for quite a good price. I repainted some parts of them to match the sort of default scheme, and I gave them Ripper guns. But yeah, someone did a really good job on them. Got really good green stuff work. Gave them the Praetorian hats and uniforms. Yeah, we're quartering you, aren't we? So yeah, I haven't played Shadow War for a while. Still haven't played Necromunda yet. In fact, I haven't actually played a game this side of Christmas. Hopefully we'll have some bat reps in the near future. It's just tricky finding the time lately. And this is before the baby's even born, so... But... we'll work something out. They won't be as frequent as they were, but we'll certainly still want to do some whenever we can. Wow, okay. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can even see it, but yeah, there's something crawling on this miniature. I have no idea what that is. Something the cat's brought in, I imagine. I won't even focus. Oh, sugar. Just drop it. Oh well, he's gone now. He flew off. Oh no, he's there. He's still on the desk. He's on the desk, look. I have no idea what that is. But something's crawling around. Probably turns out just one bite will just paralyse you. No, I have no idea. A weird little bug. Which this time of year you don't really get much of anything. I'll try not to drop this guy now. I'm so glad most miniatures are plastic, because the amount of times I drop stuff, metal miniatures ain't got. Metal miniatures won't have a chance. Don't know where he's gone. Oh no, he's just crawling along the bottom of my computer now. That's good luck, mate. Don't know how they're called. Oh. Probably a Nurglen, yeah. Oh, he's coming back this way now. I've still got like a load of. I've got a little pile over here of Nurglens that I've had spare from all the Nurgle stuff because I want to use them for something. I just realised earlier someone had a question about their skeletons, putting them on 32mm bases instead of 25. I did read it. Oh yeah, and Harry's now said on what size bases would you put your skeletons on? How weird. What do they come with these days? Do they come with 25s? There's certainly no harm in putting stuff on 32s. Like the Plague Bearers, like they're now shipped with 32s, but they looked fine on. They looked fine on the 25s. I think stuff looks better on 32s though, unless they're like little guys like this. Couch says squat. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're all well. Just painting some handgunners this evening. We're nearly an hour in, and I've only just got base coats down. Trying to think for this guy. No, that'll be right. Core you as well. So, lose my voice. Oh. Problem is I have to stick the 25 on the 32 because legs are so fragile. Yeah, I'll go with 32s then. I bet they look better on the 32s. Okay, sweet. I can't really rebase them. I see. Honestly, so are they currently on square bases, and you just want to stick the square base on top of a 32mm? Because like I say, you couldn't cut them off the square bases because the legs are so fragile. Of course, another thing you could do is maybe just cut a way around the legs, so they're sort of standing on a little piece of plastic, and then maybe stick that little bit of plastic on the base, and then sort of just build up sand and stuff around it. So, if I got an old base, yeah, so you probably get what I'm saying, but if you have an old base and you sort of, say the legs are glued on there, and you were to sort of cut away like that, cut around where the legs are, so essentially you're just left with like a bit of plastic. So, yeah, say you're just left with that, with the legs on it. Well, that's a bad example, but you could maybe cut away like that, and then stick that on a 25 or a 32 or something. Yeah, obviously be careful. Don't want to start bending the legs and stuff, but that could work. Yeah. Yeah, I might have to try that on some stuff actually, because I want to rebase some miniatures that I was worried about their legs breaking, so I'm going to actually take my own advice there and do that myself. Caspian says, I didn't know that Beastmen exist in 40k. Yeah, they do. Obviously, we've got the Beastman miniature and Necromunda now. Yeah, I did, and I've still got him here. Have I finished him? I think he's finished now. I'll have to put a picture up. I've got loads of stuff to take pictures for our Instagram. So, yeah, I still need to do a bit more of his hair, but can't finish him. Yeah, I remember reading some fluff ages ago that actually the Dark Eldar used to use Beastmen at some point, because Beastmen were sort of like mercenaries and like they were sort of pirates. So that's sort of old fluff, which probably retconned anyway, but. Yeah, they sort of act as like mercenaries, don't they? Of course, we've got Zangors in 40k these days as well. Yeah, my next conversion video is going to be looking at my Exodites. I won't be doing any converting in it, but I'll be talking through how they're all converted, so I'm looking forward to that because it'll be nice and easy for me to film. And I did have the next one after that planned, but I can't remember what it was. So I want all Fuan Grey. So if you thought a light grey wasn't exciting enough, I'm now going to paint an even lighter grey. And if I put it on my palette away from where I put the red, we won't get pink. Well, Fuan Grey's crap, it's like half dried up. I really got to water it down. It's more like paste than a paint until I water it. There we go. So essentially, I just want to avoid the dark grey in the recesses. And that'll give us a nice white uniform. Damn that leg. Wow, it's still too thick. There we go. Well, that's better. So yeah, need a little bit more concentration for these, but using a smaller brush, I'll be a bit more careful. Always helps. Harry says another idea would be to make a screen show. I think I mentioned before, so just record your computer screen while you're looking through some third-party models with commentary, or even when... Yeah, that is a good idea. I forgot about that. How was that? Must have a ghost in here. Yeah, I've seen people do similar sort of videos, sort of like biome guides. There's probably a way to record the screen using this software I'm using now as well, because it is streaming software, so you'd think it would be able to. You can record remotely on it. You don't always have to go live with it. So I'll look into that. I certainly would like to do a guide looking at third-party stuff. I think that is a good idea. I don't really get what's going on with this guy's belly. There's something there. Maybe it's like a little bit of armour or something. I might paint it up as armour. So this is how he's looking. The camera's so crap. Yeah, almost finished the white. It'll probably need another coat, but probably won't get round to that tonight. Or it'll just be... Oh, we had some flashing now. What's that? Cool, I'll definitely consider that. Obviously I need more sort of video ideas that I can do myself as well. Sort of fit them in when I can. Obviously something like that would be quite quick and easy to do. So yeah, definitely worth looking into. Yeah, well, top 3 best AOS armies in your opinion. That Wargamer says Stormcast Eternals, Sylvanus, and Beastclaw Raiders. Definitely Stormcast. Especially if you take like a lot of sort of long range stuff like Judicators and that. Raptors are quite good. I do eventually want to paint up all my long ranged units because I think I'd do quite well with them. Sylvaneth are quite strong. That Wargame says maybe switch them with Combined Chaos. Yeah, I don't know too much about Combined Chaos myself. But yeah, I know Sylvaneth quite strong. Beastclaw Raiders can be quite strong. Depends what type of mission you're playing with Beastclaw Raiders, because you're playing with a lot of objectives. That is, that they'll struggle with that because they're quite elite, but they're so killy and quite quick. His new death could be quite strong as well. Okay, so it's a bit of a thinner coat on this guy. We are getting somewhere. I may do like 5. And then try and do a bit more on 5 of them. I think I want to do this guy. So we're not just like painting the same stuff. Otherwise it would have just been 2 hours of me painting red and white, which it still might be. But we'll see. Watch too much Game of Thrones, now paint wolves on all my banners. That is not a bad thing though. For me, it did a massive White Walkers army. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. I've seen someone do that with their undead as well. It looks really cool. I binge watched Game of Thrones and dreamed my neighbour was invading my garden shed. Similar thing happened to me recently because we've sort of started going back on GTA 5 for a bit, and then I had a dream I was in one of the bloody missions. So, ugh. What an adventure. Problem was that you have 3 to 4 colours, but you can paint about 40 skellies in one night. Yeah, I don't see a problem. I mean, yeah, it's good if you want to do paint that for your army really quick, but yeah, they won't be much visually interesting, but it's like I was going to do some like sort of Geiger inspired nids, but there's just not enough sort of colour to it, so they're not that visually interesting really. Is it better to frame skellies white or black? It really depends. Because of course these days they have a lot of armour, so there's an advantage to that. If it was me, I'd actually prime them in brown. Yeah, and if you're doing like White Walkers, then yeah, you'd probably want white or grey, wouldn't you? It depends, because you could prime them white, then stick like a sepia wash or something on them and dry brush them, and you basically then got the bone done. Then you just paint in the armour and stuff. But then there's no reason why you couldn't spray in black and then sort of just dry brush lighter colours on over the black, and then your bone's basically done then as well. I used to be one of these people who just always primed in black regardless, but I'm starting definitely more into grey now. But I've been starting to use like the coloured primers a lot more. I mean, brown is actually a really good primer to use because it's a good undercoat for like flesh, it's a good undercoat for gold. And obviously if you have like guys with a lot of sort of leather. Yeah, the primer's not been great on this guy, but it does sort of add a nice sort of texture to the clothing, so I'm not actually too worried about that. So let's get the lighter red on. We'll go with I'm quite tempted to go with Wazdagger. Yeah, the problem is if you just leave them primed, they always look just assembled. Yeah. Underdog Painting is here. Hello, thanks for joining us. Hope you are well. Hey fella, hey everyone. Yeah, I'm actually tempted by Wazdagger Red because I don't use it very often. It just has that sort of slight pebble hint to it. Just ever so slightly. Of course, did I even do the white? Actually, have I not done the white in this guy? No, I don't think I actually have. Okay, we'll come back to that, that's fine. Oh, what's up? My wife being a bitch. Oh. That's not good. Harry says, do you sell bases? Yes, we do. If you go on the MISC section of our website, there should be a section for bases. And they should be getting restocked next week. I basically collect them up and then restock them all in one go. I mean, I'll add a further red highlight to this, so I think that looks quite good. I think I've probably made a good choice here. So that's a light red. I actually done a bit white on this guy, so we'll come back to that. Just say yes and keep on going. You never win those fights. It's like a 2+ save they always have, and you keep hitting on a 6 and winning on a 6. Guys, I recently started collecting The Walking Dead. Any tips on furniture and general street detritus? Is that how you pronounce that word? Yeah, I'd be interested with the answer to that as well, because I'd like to have similar sort of stuff for it and for Fallout as well. I think Hand looks like there's going to be exterminator soon. Oh no. I think for our scale, when it comes to like cars and stuff, I'm sure like 1/48th scale. Someone else might know better than me, but I've looked it up once. So if you can find any toy cars or stuff in that scale and batter them up, that works quite well. And yeah, like Harry says, barricades of all kinds with tyres, car parts, etc. You could get yourself some like corrugated card, and that sort of works really well as like corrugated sheet metal, which obviously people could use for like makeshift barricades and boarding up windows and stuff on buildings. Obviously MDF buildings you can get quite cheap, but will work really well. There's good tutorials online for making sort of modern day. Oh, it's 156, but cars look a bit small. Yeah, yeah, there's tutorials that people have done for like modern day stuff. Like you can make like little bin bags really easy. So you can do a load of sort of like rubbish bags and stuff. Obviously, I got TT Combat Buildings, awesome. Can't go wrong. Yeah, I'm trying to think of more sort of stuff on the streets. Suppose you could get some sort of like mesh and stuff, and make sort of like fences and stuff out of it. Think about it, GW buildings had to be twice as big to even make sense. I see no problem there. Yeah, true. Okay, cool. So in most of the buildings there's room for just a figure and nothing else. Where do they eat? Where do they sleep? Take a dump, etc. That sounds like flat. How are we doing for time? So, about 3/4 of the way through. If I knew his uniforms would have took so long, I'd have probably sort of started them a bit earlier, and we could have got on to some more of the details, but we'll see how we get on. I'll just concentrate on these 5 guys. If you're not making it, ever thought of making your own bases, just plain ones with no texture? You could beat the price from every other company if you build your own, or even with textures. No, I never thought about sort of producing anything ourselves. All depends what people sort of interested in or want, really. There's a lot of cheap bases and stuff available on eBay, I think. Well, I think most people just want the GW ones. Pre-textured ones are alright, but sometimes it's hard to place your model's feet on them. We used to sell some bases from Dark Art Miniatures, I think they were called, because their bases were really good. They always had somewhere to put a miniature's feet. They weren't just like really bobbly texture that you couldn't glue anything onto. I like bases like a chip, no space underneath. Really hate the GW ones. Oh really? So I'm the opposite. I actually like the space underneath. It's handy if you've got a guy like this who just tips over like that so easily, so you have to weigh him down. Like the bases of the zombie side models. Yeah, I know what sort of bases you mean. Okay, so we'll just get the... Bought some GW Texas bases on eBay, half price. Cool. Okay, so let's get back on the Alpha Grey, because I completely missed this guy for some bizarre reason. I'd love to say I'll buy tomorrow 232 and 225, but I don't want to pay GW prices. Yeah, GW prices on bases are just bizarre. They do seem quite high. I think the ones we sell on our site are cheaper than this. I think. I know for some of the bases they are. Some of the larger bases are quite expensive. Yeah, that's why I've got old Warhammer figure to be rebased. Or even for MDF bases, I once bought, I think, 20 for €3. Only problem is that you have to use super glue. Yeah. Yeah, because that'd be quite cheap. Quite easy for people to knock out, aren't they? Okay. So I'm going to leave the red and white for now. I'll come back to them in the future and highlight them and do the other coats needed and such. Because, you know, it's getting boring, but that's how they're looking. Get some nice brighter highlights on them. Obviously not so much on the white. So I'm thinking maybe we'll go to the skin next. Yeah, let's start with Kislev. Let's start with Kislev flesh. Let's make these guys a little pale. And I could do the skin on all of them, because there's obviously not a great deal of it. I guess some are bare-handed. I think there's a couple who have gloves, but we can do them with bare hands. You think someone will punch out bases from Plasticard for cheap cost? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I suppose you wouldn't get as clean a cut with that as you would with MDF. Sad face on that, yeah. Sometimes I paint like this, which is how you probably should paint, but I find I'm always just up and down from the palette. So not a massive fan of how the head's attached to the bodies on there. They look a bit goofy. I don't know if you can sort of see there, like his head's like really far forward. Make my own resin ones would be interesting. Yeah, because you could really go to town on just a regular base. Stick a load of cool shit on there and then just cast it up. I think that's what people do, isn't it? And then sound to me talking myself for a low price. Not allowed to get a fourth job. One job's bad enough. I'd like to sell more stuff on the site. We've had companies come to us asking if we could sell their stuff and whatnot, but whilst we're in a situation where our budget and time can't keep a lot of stuff restocked for GW stuff, I don't want to spend more budget and time on other stuff, because obviously that just takes it away from them. But if we ever get into a position where our bits are nicely sort of kept up with stock, then definitely expand into other areas again. I've got 20 minutes. This show's just flown by tonight. So, get the skin on these ones done as well, why not? We still haven't decided, how we're going to do bases for these guys either. Let's smoke for day's last cigarette. God, I love this hobby. Tomorrow's Friday. Oh, yes. Some more skin on the old palette. Living up today, just had a second Diet Pepsi. I've still got my can of Coke as well. So happy because 3 jobs wasn't enough, so I'm president of a local club with thousands of members and a large history. So no weekend either. I have to show up every time somewhere else. Wow. Sounds like you're very busy. Put resin bases I still could do. I get rid of my Wi-Fi about 2 hours per day more. Yeah, why waste time on a Wi-Fi when you could be making resin bases? It says I don't ask. Okay, so that's the first coat of skin on everyone. Very quickly get the second. On these 5 at least. What I'll do is this guy's hands. I thought he was wearing gloves, but I think his hands are just quite large. Oh dear. Take it all work. To be fair, my missus has been helping me because she's on maternity leave now. Which is really handy. Luckily, I only seem to be one guy where only one guy where the primer looks a bit rough on his face, which is a shame. But thank God it's not more of them. To be honest, it's not hard work, but time consuming. Oh, I know that feeling. Yeah. Probably have one of the easiest jobs in the world, but that's the time it takes. It's just as annoying, isn't it? Really, even if you've got an easy job, if it's time consuming, it still sucks. It would be nice to have an online store shop where stock comes in and all you got to do is like put it on a shelf or something until someone buys it. Yeah, something to do all day long. Absolutely. Okay, 10 minutes left. Some of these guys have metal helmets. We'll get some metal on them. And I'll come back to the guns in the future when I sort of work out how I'm going to paint them. Once I've done metal, I'll probably put a flesh wash on the faces and see where we are for time. And then we're getting there. They're going to take a while to do. They might be done by next week's show, but I do want to finish these last Terminators as well. But they haven't got much left to do on them, mind you. But at the same time I want to expose jet bikes, but maybe I'll save them for next week's show. Should there be one, of course. It's just 11 days now until the baby is due. So, who knows? We think she's going to be a bit late though, but you just don't know. Anything can happen. That's a hat. Is it just the 2 helmets? Or 3 helmets even? Yep. All the rest are just like hats. I'll save my money for elves. I know, it's going to be so expensive. There's so much nice stuff coming out. I want elves too. But I've also got a baby to pay for now. Or I will have very soon. Not to say she hasn't already cost me a fortune before she's even born, but... flesh wash, where are you? Right there. Thank you. If I was you, I couldn't sleep for days. I'm getting as much sleep as I can now. Oh, what I picked up Dragonoff Nightshade. It almost had blue faces there. Where's the Flesh Shade then? I thought that was it. Yeah, used it for a painting video, so which armies will she collect? She'll collect Plastic Sisters of Battle because they'll be out by the time she's old enough to collect this hobby, right? Yeah, some more Necromunda coming out as well. The Orlok stuff's coming out. Oh, and they're so beautiful. We'll be stocking bits for them, definitely. Oh, that skin's not dry yet. Don't know if you can see this miniature. Nah, his face just looks like Bruce Forsyth. Like, spit an image. Anyone outside UK might not know who that is, but... So, he's going to be forever known as Brucey. Give him some nice grey hair. No way they'll be out in time, yeah. Just reset the clock for them. No, I'm confident. I'm confident we'll see some Plastic Sisters. One day. When they'll come out, they'll actually call them Plastic Sisters. Mad Cow is here. I'm a bit late. Yeah, just a tad. Won't not even be enough time for you to derail this one. Anyway, hope you're doing alright. You haven't missed a great deal. We've got some red, white and some skin tones on these guys. That's all I've managed. I don't even managed it on all of them. I do demand a quick Warlord update though before I go. And this guy's monkey hands. Why are your hands so massive? Cool, so just a couple of minutes. Probably won't do any more now. And that's all, I'll just paint a little bit of hair or something. Something to do with it. What we got lying around. Why don't you wash for reds as well? Yeah, I thought about it. I don't want them to be too dark. I'm gonna paint Brucey's hair though. Yeah, shoes are fast. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we're gonna do shoes before we go. Let's do this. I want a reddy brown, as you mentioned earlier, because I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna take some Doom Ball. Yeah, good to hear that you're feeling better, Mad. That's really good news. So, I'll quickly zip through their shoes and then call it a night. Mad Cow hasn't done anything on the Warlord. Take care of dogs for a living and got 2 large ones. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know which ones you mean. I remember the pictures. Right, that's a shame. It's amazing to think actually that Warlord Titan is going to be larger than my daughter when she's born, isn't it? That's crazy. I wonder how old she'll be by the time she's the size of a Warlord Titan. Nice. So, next week, should there be a show, we'll have a Titan update. It'll be cheaper too, yeah. That is very true. I mean, just for the cost of that pram, I could have bought a Reaver. I'm making some silicone molds, cool. What are they going to be of? I'll have a silicone mold update instead next week. Okay, yeah, alright, I'll just blitz through these last 5 pairs of shoes. Oh, I'm not even going to get into the political derail. I looked at that Canada thing. It wasn't quite how you described it, but I did find it eventually. Okay, so that is the last shoe base coated in Doomball Brown. So with that, yeah, probably not the most interesting painting session I've ever done, but yeah, they're getting there. They're getting there. I will go a bit bright on the red, I think. The white just shines up as like pure white on this camera, but it's not. Yeah, not too bad. Gradually getting there. I'll try and get them done before the next show, but who knows. Right, so thanks everyone for joining us. It's been another good show. Good to have all the regulars on board, even if they're like really late. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and I should hopefully see you all again next week. But who knows? We're just playing it by ear at the moment. So yeah, but yeah, I'll see you all next week, if not very soon.